what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva. I'm back here catching up on all of my reviews. I know I'm a little bit behind this week. Diva's been under the weather. I just went to urgent care yesterday and got treated for bronchitis and sinusitis. So, by the way, I remember now my pharmacist had told me before, don't take the steroid pack too late, because last night I was up till like 5 o'clock this morning and finally went to sleep because I took it around 6 or 7, took a nap, and then I just been like, I was up. But either way, I'm trying to get into these reviews. We're going to start this first string of reviews off with Southern Charm, New Orleans. What else was I doing? I was also working on a production. I helped produce a short film project recently. So I was on set Monday and Tuesday. And then by Wednesday, I was like ungodly sick. No doubt stress of trying to get this project and helping my friend get his project out. But either way, did y'all get into this episode of Southern Charm, New Orleans? There wasn't really a lot here, so hopefully this will be brief. But y'all know once a diva gets to talking, I can't stop, won't stop, because I love talk. But this particular episode was called Birthdays and Breakdowns, and the reason why is because just to get this storyline out of the way, the highlight of the night of the episode was Tamika's brother getting his own separate birthday party, because him and her usually celebrate their birthdays together. They lost their father at a very early age. I think their father died a day after Tamika's birthday and a couple of days before her birthday, or his birthday. But either way, I love their relationship. I think it's very cute and unique. I think she did a great job setting up the party. I kept looking and I was like, did he just turn 29 or was it 39? Like, what was that number? Because I know Tamika's older. I think she said something about her 40th. But either way, y'all comment down below if y'all know what that was. Oh, and by the way, if this is your first time here on my channel, please be sure to subscribe to this channel, as well as hit that notification bell and know when the diva's uploading some stuff. So that's what happened at the party. They ended up throwing cake on each other. It was a surprise party. She led him to believe that they were going out to dinner, but it ended up that they were actually going where it was a party of his own, because usually they do their parties together. That was very cute at this party. There was a lot going on. Tamika was engaging in avoiding Reagan, because she is tired of Reagan always making every event where she should be focused on the event. Instead, she's always talking about this wedding that she's planning. John Moody brought us the John Moody tease. Again, I'm telling y'all, that damn John Moody, he's a mood, he's a vibe, and his zebra print, honey. Now, I guess the thing was everyone was supposed to wear all black, but you know, John had to hit him with some Hakuna Matata Lion King tease, honey. He is out here in the African. That's war. He was giving us all kinds of teas. So also during this party, Rachel has to talk to both Jeff and Reagan separately. And basically Jeff was telling her after his therapy session, which I was very glad in this episode to see, that Jeff did go to therapy. And his therapist did tell him that maybe you need to take a break from being around Reagan, which is kind of hard to do because this is part of his job right now. You know, producers want people to film together, particularly with Jeff and Reagan's dynamic that they have going on right now. I mean, they think that it makes for great TV, but the truth of the matter is, if it becomes toxic and it is harming your talent, then maybe y'all need to find a different avenue to go through. And this is very hard too, because they shared the same friends. Some of Jeff's friends became Reagan's friends, and Reagan's friends became his friends. Also, Jeff realizes he needs to leave the alcohol alone, which is good, because when he's drinking, Jeff becomes a different person. And if alcohol affects your mental state to where you have to go out and do crazy things, like end up in dangerous situations and possibly get in harm's way. I mean, although if I saw your big ass running down the street, I mean, I wouldn't want to fuck with your ass, but you know, I'm just saying. And I think it's great that Rachel basically told him, if you're not drinking, I'm not going to drink tonight. He's like, no, don't worry about that. You know, and I think Jeff also realizes that he doesn't want to burden his friends with his problems like that, because he doesn't want to be alone. As you know, he's already very much alone. He has family, but he hasn't talked to them in a while. And then the one person who said that she was going to love, honor, and cherish him in sickness and in health has abandoned him and moved on, is now getting married to another man. And he still doesn't know that she's preggers. But we see in the upcoming preview that their other mutual friend that was Reagan's friend, but also became Jeff's friend, Doug, I guess they're going to have some sort of family sit-down dinner. And he tells Jeff, did you know that Reagan is pregnant? I was like, now was not the time to tell him that, because once again, we're breaking bread at a table. And what makes for good TV, good reality TV? Nothing like a good table turning and a breakdown and food throwing. And of course, Jeff is going to go into meltdown mode. I mean, can you imagine being in love with somebody, getting a divorce, out of nowhere to you, and then this person just jumps up and moves on to another man, which I don't care how Reagan tries to sugarcoat it, and she said at the top of this episode how she was tired of trying to save face and all of that by staying with Jeff. My thing is this: based upon what we all now know about you and Reese, it seems to me that you were just waiting around for Reese to get his fuckboy shit out the way and decide what sexuality he was going to deal with. And then, because y'all know he used to dress up in his mama stuff, I was like, you going to end up with a Caitlyn Jenner and be sitting up there looking like, well, I didn't know he was going to do that. Girl, he told you he like dressed up in his mama's lipstick and stuff. Hell, his mama seems like she wear more of the pants than he do. But I digress. The point is this, is that Jeff feels abandoned. He knows he needs to get his shit together. I'm glad he went to therapy this episode. And I'm glad that he's sharing with his friends what he's trying to do. Barry had to tell him and reassure him, we love you. We're here for you. We want to be there for you. And I think that that's great. Rachel did take Reagan aside and tell her basically that Jeff is not doing well. And she's like, I no longer can be Jeff's caregiver. I can't worry about him. And I'm like, that's true, but at the same time, your actions hurt someone. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I really feel like you just led Jeff on, and like you just were laying and waiting until Reese decided that he wanted to commit to you. Okay? So that pretty much was Sonny and Tamika's Sonny's birthday that Tamika put on as a surprise. Those are pretty much the things that came out of that particular section of the show. Now, Reagan is planning her wedding. At the top of this episode, her and Reese are going to have cake tasting. We learn who all is in the party, the wedding party. He says that her side keeps getting bigger and his list keeps getting shorter. He said he wants a groom's cake that looks like a horse. I said, a horse is a horse, of course, because you're a horse trainer and breeder. She also wants to do like a gender reveal cake at this wedding. Okay, girls. I feel like that's overkill, but get it how you live. But back to that point about when she was naming people, like she named everyone like Kelsey and Rachel and all of that, but then she kind of looked, and Tamika, and it's kind of like, I guess she's saying, well, I guess Tamika is still in the wedding, because if you pay attention this season, her and Tamika really have not been close at all. As a matter of fact, we see how the friendship is slowly but surely disintegrating, because I think Tamika is the maid of honor, and Tamika did not bother to show up for this dress fitting that she had, which that dude that she went to go see has some fabulous finds. But I told her, Reagan, you can just make Kelsey your new best friend. She also was giggling and sniggling about how Reese gets to do whatever he wants. And I'm like, but Jeff used to do whatever he wanted and you wouldn't allow that. So I'm just like, just give it time, Reese. You're going to have to fall in line with the Reagan program. But I'm sure he's used to that because his mother is a very strong woman, okay? Honey, she act like she looked like she drank whiskey and smoked a pack of Marlboros every day, okay? That's how she living. Okay? And the reason why I say that is because they go to look at the wedding venue, which is like some old, dusty, crusty, historical building somewhere down there in downtown New Orleans. The carpet left much to be desired. Reese's mother was like, so y'all gonna clean this carpet? And the lady was like, well, the owner said that they don't want the carpet to be cleaned. I was like, do we have to hold on to all the oppression and segregation in this carpet? I mean, that's what I feel like. That's the kind of tease is like, we want to hold on to Dixie and it may rise up again from this dust. I was like, when was the last time I had a good carpet cleaning, And then at least replace the carpet. I think that for that particular venue, all y'all have to do is rent some carpet and just have it laid over that, and then there's no harm, no foul, and just do an event planning agreement, a venue agreement for usage of that space. Hell, Reagan's a lawyer, she can do it. Reese and Reagan also discussed the fact that they're trying to get married before she's either extremely pregnant or has the baby. He called it a Southern shotgun wedding. At one point while they're going through this walkthrough with the mothers or whatever, we learned that what Reese said about his mom is true. I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing because remember one episode he said for the longest, it wasn't until I was like 16 or 17, I found out what my name was because for the longest I was dumbass. His mom actually called him dumbass during this episode, and I was like, no wonder he's so confused. She also said that planning for this wedding feels like her first wedding, which she had like 24 hours to plan. But marrying Reese is like a whole new thing for her, okay? And she also was saying that basically the way she said it is like, really, my marriage to Jeff feels like it never happened. That's what she really was saying. She also stated that she's the first girl that Reese has brought home ever to his parents. And I was like, that's because he probably had a lot of his boyfriends come with him and nobody was the wiser. Because I'm not too sure about Reese. Because I give any man, if you tell me that you like to wear your mama's clothes and lipsticks, keep on walking, I ain't talking to you anymore. Keep on walking. Also, I noticed this. I noted this while I was watching. I said, why is it whenever Reagan comes on the screen, I just feel led to get up and go to the kitchen or use the bathroom. I just she has no redemptive qualities. I think she's very shallow and just self-absorbed and just unaware of the needs of others. If her needs aren't being met, then she don't care, unless it's an animal of some sort, I guess. You know, maybe that's why she gave her Reese, because he's a horse trainer. Maybe she likes the horses. Kelsey and Tamika. During the party, Tamika has some words with Kelsey where she basically tells her what all of us have been noting since Kelsey has come on the scene. And that is the fact that Kelsey tries too hard to be accepted when she should just be herself. You don't have to overcompensate to get attention. Tamika was like, if I didn't care about you, I wouldn't say anything about you. And that's why I like Tamika, because Tamika and I, we're here. Because I'll get in your ass if I like you, if I feel like you need a little encouragement, the diva will definitely get in that ass. But I like Tamika's tough as nails, take no prisoner empowerment speech to Kelsey. I was like, that's right, girl. Get your inner Tawanda in, girl. It's not always been like I want to be accepted. Please stop baby talking me. I don't know. What's never she have no glasses. Oh, Alex Rogers so mean. And one of my followers, one of my big supporters and followers, I had to tell her, don't tag me and stuff like that. There was a picture. Somebody had done a side-by-side picture of Kelsey and this cartoon character that looked like Helga the Witch or somebody. It was just awful. I don't think Kelsey's an ugly girl. What I do feel, though, we flashed back to season 1 and we saw Kelsey where she had her hair blown out like this. And I think that's a better look for her. I know it's a lot of work and it can be damaging to the hair, but Kelsey, you need a makeover and you need to, blow your hair out because the curls, I mean, you have some beautiful hair, but that would really help enhance your beauty. But Alex Rogers, she is peculiar looking. I was like, y'all leave Kelsey alone. I really, I feel bad for her because honestly, I think she's spinning her wheels and wasting her time with Justin. Also, another thing to note, Tamika, girl, you did not have to embarrass Hunter like that on camera, talking about Barry needs to have the talk with him. I'm like, if the boy is almost 18 years old, I'm pretty sure he's been getting it in. Baby, have you not seen Euphoria? Them children out there just wild as buck is, honey. And this is based on real life. Fictional characters based on real life. And one lady in this group that I'm in on Facebook, she was saying that her 15-year-old daughter was saying, yeah, that's accurate. That's what's going on in the world today of teenagers. So if you're not watching Euphoria, get into it. But I'm pretty sure Hunter probably done got him a little taste. Although, I'm surprised. There have been some guys that I've dated where they were like in their 20s when they had sex. I'm like, damn, I feel kind of like, okay, that's interesting. It's interesting to me. It's rare when you hear men saying that, they were in their 20s. They're usually in their teens when it happens. But Hunter was so embarrassed, and she was like, well, Barry grew up in a house with a single mom. I'm like, but what does that really have to do? Mothers can also talk to their sons about, the birds and the bees. And I'm pretty sure, Hunter probably is getting it in with some birds. I'm just saying. Now let's get into the meat of this, where I want to kind of talk about Justin and Kelsey. Justin and Kelsey have been together almost 3 years. I don't know where Kelsey moved from, but she uprooted her life to be with Justin in New Orleans. Now, she is a nurse, so she can probably get a job just about anywhere. Healthcare professionals like that are always in demand, and they make great money. But at the top of this episode is, Justin has had a major car accident and now has to have surgery. He didn't tell Kelsey this until the day of. Like, she thought he was just going in for a routine doctor's appointment. Come to find out, they have to knock him out so that they can go in and deaden some of the nerves in his neck because he's in pain. And Kelsey feels some type of way about that. I'm like, that is a clear sign of a man that's not truly vested in you, to me personally. And it gets deeper. We talked about this extensively on Twitter, about how some women hold on to relationships that are DOA. And part of it is because, it's like I vested so much time with this person that I might as well stay. But sometimes if you walk away from those type of situations, sometimes you can walk into a brand new one where the man will wife you up in 6 months to a year. Sometimes even less than that. But Kelsey, girl, I don't see it for you. I really don't. I think that's what Tamika has always known, that Justin, and she's known Justin way longer than you, and she knows how he moves and operates. Maybe you the longest one he ever been with. But Justin, I think in season 1, I know him and John Moody and Barry were sitting around talking. And the other issue with Justin is that he wants to have X amount of money. I think it was him or John Moody, I don't remember. But he also feels like he's not fully established and ready to get married and provide for a family. So once he gets to that level, once his practice is like full-fledged flourishing and flush with cash, maybe it could happen. But honestly, I don't see it. So they on the bed. Let me get my Kelsey glass. Well, you should have told me that you were gonna. Let me stop doing it. But they're having a talk, and this has come up before. First of all, ladies, you cannot force a man into marrying you. Let's let that be known. Number 2, moments of doubt where he's knee-jerking and saying things like Justin said, where he's having a hard time moving towards marrying you or even in becoming engaged to you. Because some men will put a ring on it, but you might not see a wedding for 7 years, if even that. You may have had children and will not see a wedding, because this is the age we live in where people do everything. I know some people, it's become the norm, but I still feel like if you're going to be with somebody, y'all need to procreate in marriage, and this better be a solid marriage. This is somebody you want to be with, not just because you feel obligated to be with them. But he says, I'm just having a hard time moving towards engagement, but I see us building towards something. What the fuck does that mean, Justin? So I think for Kelsey, it hurt to hear. But wouldn't you much rather hear that and know that so you can make some decisions for yourself? Because she was noting, that she had, been by his side through this accident, the home renovation, she uprooted her life, all of that. But still, it's not good enough. And girlfriend, I know how you feel. Sometimes you can get with men who you do everything you can, everything right. You try to meet, because I'm sure Justin has probably told him some of the things that he felt was lacking in his friendships with other women, or his relationships with other women. You try to avoid those things, those missteps and pitfalls, as well as be by his side and support him. And sometimes you just have to realize that this shit ain't working. It's broke down palace up in here. I gotta do something else. I'm not getting any older. I'm not getting any younger. Justin even goes so far as to say that maybe it's psychological. And I'm trying to figure out why would it be psychological, because it seems like his parents had a pretty good relationship. Like, he never paints a picture of his parents being dysfunctional. Honestly, Justin, I know that for you on his side of it, he feels like, crap, I had this girl uproot her life. I want her to be okay, but I don't want her. I love her, but I don't see this as my wife. So that's how I see it. One of my sorority sisters really was hitting the nail on the head. She just flat out said, Kelsey isn't the one. When a man is ready to marry, he makes that step. She's just preparing Justin for his future wife. You are the foundation, and that's what he meant when he said he's building. He's building towards, you've set the foundation for the next woman to come in and do all this. You set the standard, but you ain't it. So, I'm sorry, baby girl, but I just don't see it for you guys. That pretty much concludes the episode. There was something else I wanted to share too, because somebody also said another mouthful about, my soror also said exactly, I said, and most likely once she lets go, she will meet someone who will wife her up in a year's time. And she said exactly, people enter your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Kelsey has got to stop trying to force a season for a lifetime. I said, hallelujah, that's a word, praise Jesus. We've got to stop, ladies, trying to force a season into a lifetime, okay? Get it together, ladies. Ain't nothing wrong being by yourself every now and then. Better struggle it out by yourself. I mean, I'm just saying, it happens. I'm guilty of it too. I've been there, done that, held on a little bit too long, and now here it is, I'm 42, and like, what the hell? And that's okay. That's okay. And a lot of my friends are single, and we just, I'm not, like, I'm in a relationship right now, but what I'm saying is I ain't got no ring right now. But of course, it ain't even been a year, so. But either way, that's all I've got. Shout out to my soror, Jade Pemberton. You can check her out on Twitter as well. I mean, that to me, those were very powerful phrases. She's preparing him for his next wife. And some of us need to stop trying to fit a lifetime into a season. I think that those are very powerful and poignant words. But either way, that is all I've got for this episode. Again, my name is Miss Sophia the Diva. Subscribe to my channel. You can always get little nuggets of knowledge, because I believe with reality TV, some people don't like reality TV. I love it. I think it's a great educational tool to teach some of us mainly what not to do and what not to expect. Life lessons can be learned from reality TV sometimes. Also, be sure to check out my radio show, A Diva Disturbed, every Tuesday night. We'll be back this week. As I stated in some of my social media posts, there was no Diva Disturbed this past week. I was on set, working my ass off, trying to get this production done. It was a 2-day shoot. So once the time comes, we will talk more about that. Be sure to check out the article that I'm listing down below so you can learn a little bit more about me from Voyage ATL. But yeah, my show is every Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. This week's guest coming up will be Shaq D of the All Black Comedy Show. He's based here in Atlanta, and also he's part of the Divine Nine. He's the member of Omega Psi Phi, a Howard U graduate. I believe it's Howard. Yeah, Howard University graduate. He's been doing stand-up comedy for some time. He's hella funny. He also does this segment called Ghetto Gospel sometimes on his social media. The things he comes up with and the way his mind works, I mean, it's amazing. So be sure to join the conversation on that. Other than that, that's all I've got. I've been Miss Sophia the Diva. Keep your chin ups, buttercups, and stay fabulous.